Peace to everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If we are being completely honest, living in our modern world can feel like walking through a constant minefield of anxiety. Between economic instability, cultural chaos, personal stress, and the non-stop noise of media, it is incredibly easy for your mind to be hijacked by panic. Most people spend their entire lives frantically trying to manipulate their external circumstances just to find a tiny drop of peace. But Psalm 91 offers an entirely different strategy. It tells us that true safety is not found by changing your circumstances. It is found by changing your spiritual address. This psalm is not a magical good luck charm to recite like a ritual. It is a highly structural, operational blueprint for an unassailable mind. Today, we are unlocking the 5 deep layers of the secret place to show you how to anchor your mental and spiritual security behind heaven's armor. Let us step inside. Let us open our Bibles to verse 1. The psalmist writes, "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty." Step number 1. You must audit your spiritual location. Notice the 2 heavy operational words here, dwells and abides. In the original Hebrew, to dwell means to set up permanent residency. It means this is where you live, where you unpack your bags, and where you return every single night. Too many modern Christians treat the presence of God like a transient hotel room. They visit it for an hour on Sunday morning, or they pop in for 5 minutes when an emergency hits. But then, they pack up and move right back into the open plains of worry and self-reliance for the rest of the week. But the promise of absolute protection is legally tied to your residency. When you choose to permanently anchor your mind in the reality of who God is, you are automatically covered by the shadow of the Almighty. Security is a position, not a fluid emotion. Verse 2 shows us how an heir activates this security. "I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust." This is the vocabulary of trust. Notice that the psalmist does not just think about God's protection in his head. He actively speaks it out loud, "I will say to the Lord." When panic hits your mind, your mouth must become a weapon of alignment. He uses 2 distinct military metaphors, a refuge and a fortress. A refuge is a quick place of escape you run into when a sudden storm hits. A fortress is a massive, permanent, heavily armed military stronghold designed to withstand a long-term siege from the enemy. By declaring this, you are reminding your brain that no matter how aggressive the cultural pressure or personal crisis gets, your life is completely enclosed by a sovereign stronghold that cannot be breached. Stop talking to God about how big your mountain is, and start talking to your mountain about how big your fortress is. Look at the spectacular imagery of defense in verse 4. He will cover you with his pinions, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and buckler. This gives us the anatomy of heaven's armor, balancing tenderness with military strength. On one hand, he covers you like a protective mother bird guarding her fragile chicks under her wings. On the other hand, his faithfulness, his absolute truth, is a shield and buckler. In ancient warfare, a large shield protected the soldier's entire body from incoming arrows. A buckler was a smaller, highly maneuverable piece strapped to the forearm to deflect close-quarters sword strikes. Notice whose performance this armor relies on. It is his faithfulness, not yours. Your security does not depend on how perfectly you believe. It depends on the unalterable accuracy of his covenant promises. When the enemy fires arrows of doubt, accusation, or fear at your mind, you do not defend yourself with shifting feelings. You lift up the unshakable shield of his track record. Verses 7 and 8 introduce a mind-blowing level of spiritual immunity. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. This is the 10,000 fall principle, describing absolute chaotic devastation all around you. All around you, business models collapse, marriages fracture, people give in to despair, and secular culture burns out under stress. But the text declares that even if the failure rate surrounding you hits 99.9%, you carry a divine immunity. You do not have to participate in generational trauma or the cyclical panic of your environment. You are not drawing your resource supply or mental stability from the earthly economy. You are drawing them from the throne. You will watch the world handle its choices, but the destruction will not cross the threshold of your address. We close by listening to God, the Father, issue a personal pledge over your life in verses 14 through 16. Because he holds fast to me, in love I will deliver him. I will protect him. I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will rescue him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Notice the simple condition. Because he holds fast to me in love, meaning your heart is completely intertwined with him. You are not playing religious games for leverage. You simply love him and know his names as provider, banner, and peace. When you know his character intimately, he makes it his personal sovereign mission to ensure your life finishes with satisfaction and rescue. Stop visiting and start dwelling. Make the word your permanent mental address. Weaponize your confession and out loud declare him as your refuge and fortress. Rest being settled in the secret place. Thank you so much for stepping into the secret place with me today. If this study broke the power of fear in your mind, please hit that subscribe button. Share this video with someone wrestling with anxiety and leave a comment below. Which of God's names do you need to declare over your life as a fortress tonight? Stay anchored, stay secure, and I will see you in our next deep dive. It is all about Jesus.